Right. Hi, everybody. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Hi, kids. Hope everybody had a great day. Hope everybody's going to have a great today and a great tomorrow. Okay. I've tried to switch some things up on the old studio. So we're working on it. You know what I mean? Housekeeping. Today's page was peacocks in a barber shop. This was a lot of fun. I really did have a good time with this. This is the first comic page I've fully drawn digitally like this. And well, I guess it's more so painted digitally, really. Yeah, I had a good time doing it. I stuck to green and blue, and you know, played around with a couple of things. Put that floor pattern in, which was super fun. Put the photos up on the wall, and then smash them all out as soon as I put them in. And then just little fun little things that you can do and play along the way. But again, by sticking it to blue and green and forcing myself into those limitations, I think kind of worked in a sense that it forces it into being unified, right? The kind of thing that makes me want to dance. That's dancing. That's happy dancing. But yeah, this went really well. I'm quite pleased by it, and I'm so enjoying it that I started inking. I did a book last year. I finished the book. The whole thing is done in. I took the inks and then I converted them to black line art, and then never bothered with any inking process whatsoever, and I never bothered with getting too caught up about it and finishing it. But now that I've figured out a couple of different things in here, I started inking the page. And I'll show you really quick. That's what was up on the screen when I started. I actually didn't mean to have it on there at the start, but now that you've seen it, you might as well see it. So this is me inking a page that's, I'd already, let's see if I could just pull it up as, take out all the doodah boobah that I've just put in here. So this is the original pencils, which I was fine with just doing the page with the pencils, and then I threw color over it. Give me a sec. Blink. There you go. So that was the original form of it. And then now that I'm doing the inks on it and putting a little bit of a couple of modifiers in there, and then I'll take the pencil out. Ooh, it's coming together. It's looking very, very shiny. I don't know. I'm hard pressed. This is a test. I'll see if this works. If it doesn't work, I may just leave it like this. Do some little mods here, like with some of these tones, and we'll see. We'll see. But that's the whole point of this whole experience of doing one page after another page is forced growth. It's the idea that you have no choice but to try to move forward. You've got no real choice out of it all, except for you just got to get on with it. So, Dee Willingham is putting her garden in. Dangerous. Well, you haven't picked up your plants yet. Oh, you got your dirt yesterday. Oh, that's an enterprise. It's an enterprise when it's 2 days of gardening. Oh my gosh. Today's music of choice are the Squirrel Nut Zippers. You have to listen. Listen to the song. Put a lid on it. Put a lid on it. From 2016. Good album. The Squirrel Nut Zipper. The band is actually named, and they sound like it's like a big band fronted with a Billie Holiday sounding gal. But they named Firework. The Squirrel Nut Zipper. I just want the firework. I really do. That sounds like it's such a fun name. I think I have improved my lighting situation, at least on my noggin, and I'm working towards having it all fixed up on the papier, but we're working on it. we're working on it. I got to get somebody in that knows what they're doing because, as with all things, it's a slow curve for me. Anyhow, so he says, well, farting around the slides. So there's yesterday's page. A lot of fun. And I think people got a kick out of it. I've had friends that I've talked to today said, now sit down, hippie. So, okay. It has some impact, I guess. All right, let me switch the old Camaronis and let's get a crack-a-lackin'. Thanks, Didi. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so I've got a couple. Whoops, where's the book? Where is the book? Okay, so we've got a couple. That's checked off. We've got a couple more things that we can be doing. I've got the Mermaid Unicorn Fence 3-prompt page. I've got Is and Always Will Be Multiple Earths page. Again, once again, Didi, thank you very much. I'm glad you liked it. Matrix with sloths. The devil concedes to God that the revolution was a bad idea. I just like that notion. All right, so it's a bad idea. It's what we tried, What else? Cause and effect, and the money changer from the wishing well is a jinn. Don't take money from them. So I think I might. I know nothing. I think I might try the devil concedes. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. The devil concedes. Why not? It's a first-time suggestion from somebody, so I always try to let those jump ahead in the line. And if I can figure out where I put my Post-its, we'll get it written down. I just did a page about a godlike character, which is actually a space alien, that guy runs into in a bar and gets carted off into outer space, wherever. Okay, so here's our idea for today and our suggester. All right, so now I got two ways I can do it. I can either do it traditionally, or I can do pencil it in a computer. I'm feeling like I'm enjoying the inking process in the computer, but I think I maybe need to not do everything in the computer right now. I'm looking for a saucy pencil. Okay. One sec. Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Paul Pate. Okay. Just grabbing the pencil. Sugar in the morning, sugar in the evening, sugar at supper time. Little things. Okay. Okay. Sharpie. Sharp. Paul, have you got heebie-jeebies yet? Are you excited for tonight? Are you worried about tonight? Huh? Have you got pre-interview jitters? Paul Pate will be on Artcasters tonight. Whose channel is it on? And what time are you starting at, Paul? Tell all the kids back home, baby. All right. Yeah, you totally figured me out. I'll just slump over here in the corner. Oh my goodness. The romance is real. Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of what the devil concedes to God that the revolution was a bad idea. This sounds like fun. Okay. I'm really excited and looking forward to, oh, here we go. I'm amped. I'm amped up for the Artcasters tonight. Whatever you do, don't shout everything, right? Welcome to the show, Paul P. Thank you very much! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's really good to be here! And you're sweating profusely, right? And so what are you thinking about when you make these decisions to do your cartoon books, Paul? I don't know. And you start crying and curling up. Oh, that'd be so good. It'd be so good. All right, turning the board just a little bit for a second. Hey, watch this. Straightened it. Joshua Kimball's channel at midnight. All right, so I'm just gonna pencil this in, and we're gonna test out a theory. And what's that theory, Chris? Boy, am I glad you asked. The theory is that if I just pencil this and then scan it and put it to color, as opposed to inking it, we're going to see what the response is to it. 2 thumbs down. I hate it. Commit or don't, punk. Although, I mean, I've got fairly tight pencils, so there's not an awful lot of work up with my pencils. Is that in camera? Or am I blocking everything? I usually go to bed around 9 p.m., so I need some chemical assistance. Most likely caffeine. So I might be yelling all my comments. As long as you're not sweating profusely and looking like you're on the verge of tears. That's the part that catches you. That's when people go, there's something wrong with Paul. Have you noticed that Paul's not 100% right now? He seems a little nervous. You look like you're being audited on the show. Welcome to the show, Paul. How you doing? I'm great. Why wouldn't I be? That'd be fantastic. All right, so I'm trying to draw a smug guy who's I'm going to give a goatee, and maybe it's because I'm listening to swing jazz, but I'm going to make him very beatnik. Dee Dee says it's going to be a very emotional. Oh, Paul says it's going to be a very emotional interview. Oh my goodness. Boy, am I ever going to feel like a third wheel there. Dee Dee, if she can't make it tonight, she will watch the recording. You got to find a really good book. That's the secret, Dee Dee. That'll keep you up. All right. So here's my this is my my devil character. I read this as Paul. Thumbs up. That's how I read those. Dee Dee reads every night. Yeesh. Oh my goodness. Every night? You probably finished books by now. All right. I'm going to, what do you call those beatnik hipster Afrikaan shirts that were very, very all the rage in the Bohemian set? I'm going to have him wearing one of those. It's gonna be super awkward, I promise. Only Paul, if you can do something for me, if you're all right with this, could you address everybody by their full name? That's all I ask. So it's good to have you on the show, Paul. Thank you very much, Joshua Kemble. Can you do that? And just set up a fake microphone in your office. And every time, just talk into it, but just raise your voice so it sounds like you're talking really loudly into the mic. Just for me, please. I'll bat my eyelashes. All right. So here's my theory, is to have these guys sitting at a table in a cafe. Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right. No one else knows this. No one else knows it, so it'll be great. No explanations either. It's really nice to be here, Joshua Campbell. Right. The only other thing you could do is maybe like withdraw any joke that you make as soon as you make it. Right? You know, like so which book are you working on now, Paul? And you'll say, I'm number 1. No, just joking. It's number 3. I'm not number 1. Just do that for everything. Absolutely everything. Yeah, that'll make everybody wonder what's going on. It'll be good. I think there's somebody here, but I can't tell because they're anonymous. Hello, anonymous. Hey. I don't know what that sounds like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Dee Dee. Crumble. Thank you very much, Joshua Crumble. Like that. That's how you got to do it. I could see how this is going to go already. Josh is going to explain everything you're doing. It'll be so good. I guess Paul's pronouncing everybody's full names today. It'll be so good. It'll be so good. No. Don't be terrible about it. Just start by saying everybody's full names. It'll be fun. There's gonna be all kinds of awkward jokes already in the viewership because I promise you Frank's gonna say something weird about Scott's video. So love him, but he's gonna get it. I love that. Are you trying to quit being anonymous? Shh, nobody knows. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn that fabric down there because it would slouch. It wouldn't raise. Yeah, it would. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find the mandalic pattern and I'm going to superimpose it over top of the shirt. I'm not going to draw it in like that. I'll superimpose it and dump it in Photoshop in post. Yeah, I know Scott and Corey won't be there tonight. That's why I promise you there's going to be awkward jokes made about how different Scott and Corey make or look. And yeah, it'll be good. Gary Luan, or Gary Hodges and Jim Luan. Be special guest host. That's cool. Google links your Gmail and YouTube accounts. You're still not happy about it. Is that because it no longer there now? You see, what you need to do is have a stupid last name like I do, and nobody can pronounce it anyways. All right, so I've got I've got an idea for what I'm doing with this page. This is the concedes to God that the revolution was a bad idea, and so I've got an idea what I'm going to be doing for the page. That's always the first step in any of these silly old one-page things, and I've had a really productive week here. Monday, I finished off the Stream of Conceitedness Volume 1. It's ready to go, either for print or for online publication. I haven't decided which one it will be yet. So, and then testing out if I want to ink the Village Haunted book or just get it finished colored instead of the flats and get it ready to print. So I'm testing that out today. But I have learned a great deal of techniques. And I finally figured out how to go about adjusting the brushes to be what I want in Photoshop. So that's exciting. Anonymous says, I have this is good. I have the most generic vanilla white guy name. Do you? All right. Is it? Don't tell me. Let me guess. I'm so keen to guess. You got to guess it, Paul. Let me think. Tobey Maguire. No. That doesn't count. That's not a guess. Is it Will Smith? He was in movies, you know. Was it Tommy Lee Jones? I'm not good at this game. The most generic white guy name. Oh, boy. This is a tough one. Anybody that's tuned in, feel free to guess. Tanner? Is it Tanner? Is it Tanner McLaughlin? Tanner? Okay, so I'm putting this guy together here now. Give him his crazy hipster haircut. So keen to find out what it is. Could it be Bob? I know you already guessed it, did you? I know, that's why I did that. Is it Tom Jones? No, it's taken. Can't have the same name as somebody else. How about Will Smith? What is it, Anonymous? Tell everybody. But when you do, yell it. Even better, go into a big public broadcast where there's a whole bunch of people, like, say, Paul Pate being interviewed on Artcasters tonight, and just for no reason at all, come in and say your real name. No context. Don't even phrase it as a sentence. Just say the name. I'm all about the intrigue today, kids. I thought you knew. It's like M. Hold on. Is it? Mike M. No. 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 Hold on. Let me think. Okay. Let me think about this. It could be. Yeah, no, that's not it. It's not Mike. It's Chihuahua Dad. No. I'll guess it. Just leave it to me. Okay. So, establishing the first shot with the two characters facing each other. So because the page is the idea is that the devil concludes that and concedes that the revolution was an Waldorf Statler. That's actually, there you go. That's a good guess. How about the New York Hotel? Yeah. I actually have them here in the studio, eh? Hold on. I keep Waldorf and Statler right up here. Come on down, fellas. Oh, it's the worst thing you've ever done to me. Why don't you leave us up here? So this is, I have Waldorf and Statler up on the shelf so that the balcony is up above me in the studio. I know it's ridiculous, but I'll tell you what's ridiculous is that haircut. Get a haircut, you hippie. Anyways, these guys are mouthy. Jeez. Yeah, I got there's Muppets all over the place. Clarabelle's behind me. I don't know if he's in camera or not right now. This is and I've got the entire Electric Mayhem up on a shelf here too. But this is my favorite Muppet. This is such an important stream today. There you go. Hey everybody, how you doing? This Muppet is actually huge because it's in scale with everybody else. So it's yeah. I'm a nerd. Okay. Yeah, you gotta have some Muppets kicking around, that's for sure. Well, Anonymous, you haven't I think you gotta suggest a one-page comic at this point. You haven't got one sort of kicking around in the back of the old noggin, have you? If I could figure out how to type sound effects, I do that all the time. Uh-oh. Anonymous is thinking. Uh-oh. Sweet Gadzook. We're all in trouble now. I've been trying to convince Frank and Phil to do a Maple Brothers calendar. I've been like really aggressive about it for the last couple of days to try to get Frankly Mapleton or Frankly Mapley, actually. I like Dee Dee's version of it better. And Philip to do a Maple Brothers calendar. Get real awkward with it. I don't know. I'm working on them. Wearing them down. But anybody that follows Frank Salazar, I sent Frank a whole bunch of maple in a bag yesterday all the way to Texas because they don't have any happiness in Texas. And that's what we call maple to Canada. And he ate it all in a day. A day. Oh, I gotta write this down. Hold on. Get the book. 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 All right. A page about an aspiring paperback writer. Boy, oh boy, there should be some kind of band named after a bug that wrote a song about that. Like the song. All right. It's in the book. It's in the book. Phillips just showed up. Yeah. Oh my God. I laughed so hard about that. I almost fell out of my chair when he said that in this video, Dee. And I don't know what this could be here. I think it's a wet towelette. Why in the world would I mail him a wet towelette? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was fantastic. You know what? I'm mailing them next time. On for a few minutes. Gotta take off early. All right. Take off what? You're working on the calendar. I told you. Okay, so that's on the list. The paperback writer one. I like that a lot. This guy on this side of the table isn't drinking anything. You know why? You know why? Because he doesn't have to. All right, so I'm going to put some umbrellas in the background. Just thinking about having him. There we go. The angle of that's incorrect. Why is it incorrect? I'm glad you asked. Because it should be that. And this part is on the shadows. All right. So I've been trying this a lot, where I have background characters and I just sort of fudge them out a little bit. So that, they're there, they populate the scene and fill the scene up, but at the same time, they're not going to take you away from this guy. They're just in the background. I messed up his face. Frank, that's true. That's true for Canadian maple. Canadian $100 bills smell like maple syrup. You know why? Because when we're in the sugar shacks and we've got overzealous and actually tried to take the sap right out of the tree ourselves, like this, right? You got to wipe off your face on something. $100 Canadian, Canadian $100 bill. It sounds like a big deal, but to the Americans, I think that's I don't know, $1.85. $1.85 and their silly money. I got a couple of friends. I got a friend in Chicago that said that we have the most ridiculous looking money. And this is before we started switching to the Looney and Tooney. He said because our bills all have different colors. It's like monopoly money. But realistically, the fact that all American bills are green just really, it looks like play money to me. Okay, so Anonymous has let the secret out that our $100 bills smell like maple syrup. And Philip has corroborated that by letting it the second half. You do have to scratch them, folks. And not just with anything. It has to be a penny. It has to. It's everything to do with the alloy. Okay, so the intention with this shirt is for it to be, I think it's like a daishiki or something like that it's called. Just for this to have that crazy pattern on it. It's the best country in the world, Canada, Dee. It's the best country in the world because we have scratch and sniff maple scented $100 bills. I'm telling you, it's all the rage. All the kids are going to be wanting one of their own. Country of Canada, that is, not the bills. So I'm just throwing in another umbrella in behind, throwing my pencil across the room. I gave up today. I've been waiting for a package in the mail, and today I just gave up listening for it. I'll just deal with it whenever it shows up. Now it looks like the pole for this umbrella is coming right out of his head. Well, that'll teach him. So put some more characters in the background there. There we go. Look at that. My goodness, people are going to think I know what I'm doing. No, I was going to put a A-frame sign in there, but I changed my mind. Yeah, the secret's out now about our Canadian bills. They all have different smells. The $100 bill's maple, but each of the Canadian pieces of currency have different smells. The tough one, the really tough one to get sent out of is our loonies and our toonies. I mean, you gotta scratch those forever. Stay away from the thousands. Ugh, they do not smell good at all. And if you get caught doing it in public, every Canadian around you will say, "Hey, what's your problem, eh?" Because that's how we get angry here. Hey, that's not cool, eh? Jeez Louise there, bud. All right, Diddy, have a good, fun time planting your garden today. Thanks for hanging out. Gardening. It's a gardening season. Of course, there's, snow in London, but why is that going to stop us? Changing the angle on that. I don't know what I was thinking. I brought some in. Nice angle. Scratch and sniff denominations of currency would be a great page. Okay, I'll write it in the book. Write it in the book. Mr. Moore, scratch and sniff denominations of currency. I'm going to put, parenthetically, I'm going to put $100 maple scent. All right. That's a good one. I like that a lot. I've got 2 goodies today. My goodness. Uh-oh. There's Dee Dee with all those little symbolic things. She said it took me a minute. I'm not good at the memes or the whatever you call the little what do you call the little symbolic language like Dee Dee's put on here in the chat. I'm not good at those, and I'm so not good at those that it takes me a second to translate them. I know. What are you, nerd? Yes. Yeah, I've got that down in the book now. Anonymous, it's so good. Emoji, thank you. I cannot remember. Yeah, words is hard. Yeah, it takes me a second to figure out emojis. Except for the poop one. Largely because I'm always too busy making people around me laugh by saying, "What does the poop mean?" All right, so I'm just populating the scene by putting all these people around amongst the 2 of them here. I think I'm going to give this guy there we go. I think I'm going to give him a bit of an afro. Except for the poop one. First thing I hear. I said to myself, I think Frank Salazar is coming up. Everybody's talking about feces. Now I'm demonetized. Yeah, because I was monetized. So just a random idea I generally have is to try to make sure that in whatever I'm drawing, that I try to have some degree of understanding of the scene itself, and I try to introduce that as best as I can in that first panel. So that's why I'm going about doing what I'm doing. And to me, if you can do that, if you can get that set into place, then it sort of allows you the freedom to be able to just focus from that point forward on, just taking the story where it needs to go, because you've already said, okay, they're at an outdoor cafe facing each other, sitting across the table. There you go. There's your core bit of business. And if you can, in said image, if you can make it so that the one character sort of identifies whatever the dilemma is to the other one, that's the grace that we have about overhearing the conversations that are being, made. It allows the ability to spread some of those plot points into sort of casually into the narrative. So that's what I go. But it's just important to try to get all those points in. Well, I'm looking forward to Artcasters on Joshua Kremble's channel tonight. Oh my God, I said Kremble. It's Kemble. Interesting show about talking about comics and the making therefore of them. And Paul Pate's big interview. So, Paul, why? I'm trying to think of a good Poopsie Man. I know I said Papa C Man, but Poopsie Man's what I'm going with. All right, so I've got different individuals spread throughout the page in order to give some broader sense of the scene as the beatnik hipster of the devil is talking to God here. And so there's a couple of things that I want to try. I hit there tonight. There you go. What am I missing? Oh yeah. For sure, Frank. That was true. We both were giggling senselessly about it. It was just such a funny thing. I heard that's tonight. There we go. We got it out. Yeah, it's definitely tonight, Philip. But it'll be I think it'll be a good interview. Jim and Gary are going to be hosting with Josh. Regular host for a while, maybe. That'd be cool. But they're going to ask him all the hard questions. I hope Jim starts the interviewing process. Jim, here's an idea for you. Paul Pate extravaganza tonight. I hope one of your questions is, Paul, come on, Paul, you know. And just stare for a while. And if he starts to talk about something else, go. A lot of that. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for a lot, actually. Corey and Scott are replaced. Hey, wouldn't it be fun, though, to have Scott's taking a break from things. Come on, Frank, catch up. But wouldn't that be fun to have some, a little break for people and let other people switch out? It's not like the fellas haven't been on before. That's what makes them a suitable fill-in. Especially if they dress up like them. It's an interesting idea for the live Maplecast with Chris, Paul, and me. Suggested questions. Oh, boy. What's the thing with the maple there guy from Texas? All right, so there's our first panel. All right, but I'm going to put one more umbrella here, and then that's enough. I'm going to get next panel, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Orchestras for a whole bunch of fellas that are going to be on it. It's nice. It's nice to shake it up. Nice. Oh my God, that's genius. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not keeping up. Scott retired, and Corey was found to actually be an AI. Corey was found to be a government sync. He was put in there to distract everybody. You know that when you protest too much thing. I know about Scott. I'm a patron. I'm a patron of what? Oh, Scott. I don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying. That is the question I'm anticipating. It's just this week for both. They're back next week. What? We'll make the most of it in the meantime. Lean into it. Lean in hard. Well, as an art caster, and do that about everything. So now I'm just listening to a bunch of jazz today. But I started with the squirrel nut zippers. I'm going to write it down for you because you need to look it up. Squirrel nut zippers. And then Put a Lid on It is the song. That's what you want to look up. Squirrel Nut Zippers, Put a Lid on It. Anyways, I look forward to tonight's thing. Some cool cats are going to be on there. Expect a little bit of jamming, maybe a bit of skiffle group, something. Oh, for God's sakes, Frank. Is Josh taking a break next week? He'll be replaced by Frank Salazar. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there's our first panel. What do we got? 51 minutes. So now that I've established the scene, I can focus in on the conversation. Now, my theory is this: I don't want to show the second figure. I want to focus primarily on the main guy talking, and so it's going to make me have to think a little bit about how I can go about doing this and keep it interesting. So I'm going to play around a little bit with some performative behavior here. What I mean by that is you don't want to have your character just be static. You know, just making faces. Frankly, oh yes, everybody's calling you Frankly now. You guys are good together. You would have a good fun little thing, Frank, for you guys to do a stream. Yes, you two of you balance each other out. Nice. Yeah, I on Frank's stream this morning. Anybody that wasn't there, go check it out. But he had Philip join him, Philip Chandler, and it was good. It was a lot of fun. The two of them are planning to do a calendar together. I noticed that. Yes. Frankly Mapley. This is the other silly thing I'm doing with this character is I keep giving him these little spin patterns on his cheek. I don't know why. I don't know why I do half the things that I do. But here's his goatee. So he can say things like, "Hey, Daddy-O, can you let us in on the fire escape? My clarinet's getting wet." Frankenphil. No. That doesn't work. It's not Frankenphil. It's got to be Frankly Phillip. And it needs to open up like an 80s talk show where it's got the camera panning across the stage and the audience clapping and goes, "Hi!" when the camera comes to you. That's what needs to happen. 23 Skidoo. There you go. So I'm trying to sort of insinuate in this panel here that he might be somebody else. And that's the fun part of it. You don't want to just give away right away that one of the characters is the devil. You got to let people work for it. And then I'm going to have the floppy hair because he's got all the windswept hair on the character is what I've drawn so far. So my big topic today of refreshing your creative juices is specifically in reference to the fact that I completely feel rejuvenated right now because I got deeper into the pool that is digital comic making. And it was going well, doing some fun inking. And I mean, for a person that doesn't want to generally have to ink over his drawn work, I'm kind of, there's a part of me that's a little bit enthused by it in the moment. We'll see how long that lasts, but I've picked up some additional skills today on how to go about inking and some of the effects that I can put into the pages. So I'm kind of looking forward to that and seeing where that takes me. And it's just sort of giving me a kick in the proverbial seat in the pants. So if you can fit things like that, little things to reinvigorate yourself, to juice you up a little bit, yeah, do so. Because, man, good God, have I given him horrible hair. There you go. All right, so that's my big theory today. But there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming up. Philip Chandler plans to start a fundraiser. He's going through something right now. He could use a bit of help. And some fun guests on the Artcasters. I've kind of opened up the idea that anybody else that wants to do one-page comics, I would love to see them. Please feel free to do one of your own and share it with me. Get people to go and check out whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is your channel. It's not to say that I don't remember these by chance. It's to say that, whoever I'm talking to. Is the devil going to wear blue jeans? Is a question I've been asked. No, it's going to be cargo shorts with socks with sandals. I'm having fun with this drawing, and it's not very talkative today. I'm so sorry. At least it isn't Prada. That's what Frank just said when I said no to the blue jeans. Bobbery Bob. There we go. So yeah, so I'm just going to try to pencil this, and then as soon as I'm done with the penciling, I'm going to put it into the computer and get it scanned up, and then I'm going to decide how I'm going to go about it. Like, because I'm not going to ink this page traditionally, but I'm going to definitely do a lot of stuff. And so the page that I showed at the beginning, it's me really engaging in computer drawing. And I had a good fun time. Yesterday was my first one for a comic page where I've just done it fully in the computer. And I think I want to explore that a little bit more. So I'm going to try a little bit of that next week, I think. Trying to foreshorten this arm. No one picked up on my Terry Gibbs reference? I didn't get it. What was your Terry Gibbs reference? The Devil Wears Crocs. Philip! It's a good idea for the Devil Wears Crocs. Yeah, socks and sandals. Although Crocs are pretty good too. I like the idea of Crocs with sandals, or Crocs with socks. Philip! So we'll see what I end up doing, but what's Frank saying? Terry Gibbs, somebody's knocking, has a line about the devil in blue jeans. Oh, okay. Are you talking about of the BG brothers, Terry? Who's Terry Gibbs? I don't know who Terry Gibbs is. Sorry, buddy. All right, so here's our second page where he's going to start explaining his expressions on the issue. And then I think I want to get him to go like this. So I'll be putting the hands in the foreground. There we go. A lot of good cars are Japanese. Is Terry Gibbs? Terry Gibbs is a lady and quite the looker. Is she a blind country singer that sings Somebody's Knocking? And frankly says yes. I've never heard of Terry Gibbs. About blonde singer knockers. Somebody's knocking. All right, so I've got hands up here, and then I have the second hand up there, as though he's feigning. He's got his hands going, hey, you know, and then we're going to draw his face in and behind. What's that, Frank? What are you talking about? Okay, so here's his two hands up in defense. Maybe I should have put a whole bunch of beads on his hands. So I think I'm going to put his head tilting back. Squinching his eyes. Or get some of the Andes action going on there. Did somebody already see The Devil Wears Prada? If not, I would like to now legally submit that joke for today's rambunctious conversation. Thank you. Yeah, Frank already said it. All right, so I'm going to have him always with some sort of smirk or smile on his face, and this one's not going to be any different. So I'm just thinking about how, as I tilt the face back, trying to get that. Yes, I did. Make sure that I have his chin jutting out enough. And then we'll get him saying, hey, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So it's just thinking about, this is the part about relying too heavily on reference when people do that. You just think about how a person moves and how the body goes together. So, hello. If I was a lady, or if it was a lady, sorry, frankly, I read that wrong. I would have asked if she had a blue dress on. If it was a lady devil, I would have asked if she has a blue dress on. It ain't no lady devil. It's a fella devil. Well, it's an androgynous, anthropomorphic, devilish thing. But so I'm just going to finish putting this. This character in here. His hands up saying, whoops-a-daisy. Don't get all hot under the collar there, Haas. His hair looks like spiky bits. I'm just leaving it like that. Spiky bit hair. Very animate hair. What have I got? Anonymous says, talks with his hands. So French or Italian? It would be Italian to be doing this. Pizza, spaghetti, macaroni, lasagna. If it was French, he'd be flipping you off. If he was French Canadian, You'd be swearing about the church if I was French Canadian. There we go. What we got? Hey, Raul, how you doing, sir? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so here is the next panel, which is him taking back whatever offensive thing he's just said. And I think next I'm going to have him, so I want to think about, so when you think about the structure of the hand, you got to have the thumb placed out, and the fingers are going to be spread out as so. There we go. So raise the wrist. Raise of the wrist. Smell like $100 bill. Yes, indeed. I'm wondering if, Jim, if you've gotten any more into Go-Go Bordello, or if they burnt you out already. Go-Go Bordello is one of those bands that either people go, hey, I like this, or, oh my God, that one song, yeah, but after that, it's just one of those things. One of my grandkids had his birthday yesterday. Saturday is my anniversary. I'm very excited. I'm hoping for a pony. So little bunches of fabric around in the leg. The correct ones or not, I just know that I like doing them. Thanks, Frank. Thank you, Anonymous. Yeah, 12 years. 12 years for us. I asked her out on April Fool's, huh? Who does that? So which way do we have the face go this time? I think I'm going to have him turn his brow right down like this so that the forehead line moves down here and his nose moves down this way. Just to put a little bit of menace in him. Did she think it was a joke? She did this. My wife is so awesome. She did this. When I said to her, hey, do you want to, we could get together and have a coffee or watch a movie or something or just hang out? And she said, sure. And so I said, well, what day works for you? And we'd settled on, we're trying to think of this today. Was it a Friday or a Sunday or what was it? And she said, she said, so important to me, I'm yawning. She said, are you sure you want to do it on that day? You want to do it on that day? And I said, yep. and I had no clue that I just asked her out for a date on April Fool's. I haven't really listened to Go Go Bordello, been too caught up with the Memento Mori, Depeche Mode's new album. Really digging it. Gonna have to listen to that. I'm gonna have to Memento Mori. There we go. So I'm turning down the expression in this one so that there's a bit of menace and dread in his eyes. And in that way, it sort of implies, it implies that not entirely nice. Maybe he's been kind of a jerk in this conversation. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to check out that new Depeche Mode album, especially since this is the first one after Fletcher, and so many changes over the years. I don't think a lot of people really understand that how much the band has changed from 4 to 3 to now 2. Boy, oh boy. Although Martin and does a lot of the writing. So, oh, hey, thanks. Thank you. Well, it's not till Saturday, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Best 12 years of my life. The kids are all okay, and blah 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 blah, and the cats are doing all right, and I'm drawing the devil. Life's changes. Okay, so I've got an idea. And so my idea is this. So I'm going to have him say something snarky here. And the response to this is going to be having water thrown on him. And then he's going to reveal himself for what he is. And so the end of this page is going to be him going, "Nothing to see, folks. Nothing to see." I just think that'll be fun. I got to make this hand bigger. But, this is, bear with me. I'm sort of coming up with the image off the top of my head. So just sometimes it's fun to just draw. If you want to get your freeform juices a flowing, is that sometimes don't look at any reference at all and just go for it and see what the old noggin of yours puts together. The best April Fool's Day ever. Yeah, it really was. I didn't actually realize it was April Fool's. I've never been, like I say, I've never been good with keeping track of the day, and especially holidays. But yep, one of those things where it's like, couldn't imagine that she would have said yes, but she did, and now here we are. Ugh. Still putting up with me. I was going to make her a card and find a photo of us and then Photoshop it so it just has her, her face and then my neck. To 12 years together. So at this point, I'm going to, my thought here is by taking his hair like this, and this kind of a pattern, it's starting to imply horns. That's my theory, as he says his bad boy speech. And then get that glass in there because that's going to be a key element. I've already got it sitting in front of him at the first page. Okay, so we've got the smug face, the let me explain something face, followed by, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. And then, of course, leading forward of kids later. Thanks, Rick. It's really funny. This is terrible at the same time. When we're out and, I was mailing stuff to Stamp Swamp that Dee Dee was running through her channel. Sorry, I'm trying to sneeze. And I mentioned that we're doing the stamp swap, and I've got stamps that I'm trying to mail from myself and my grandkids. Oh, you've got grandkids? I said, yep. And I said, yeah, we've got 5 kids and 5 grandkids. And every time I'll do that, they go and they look at Lori and go, like, oh, that poor woman. And I always let it linger for a second. Always. This woman has birthed 5 of my progeny. And I kick something over. Okay, so Devil says, that's just my perspective. You don't like it? Blah, blah, blah. And so the next panel will be the picking up of the glass and then the throwing of it into the devil's face and so on and so forth. But I'll draw that later. Listen, I want to talk about something. If you're finding yourself, I'm completely reinvigorated after yesterday. Trying to do a comic page digitally. I just want to go back to this for a second. I hope nobody minds. Okay, so drawing this page digitally sort of switched up the game for me because it's more painting this page yesterday. Switched up the game for me. And the reason that it did that is that I've never tried it before to do an entire page digital only. But at this point now, I feel like I've got enough comfort in working with Photoshop that I took it on and it feels good. Drew it in full and it just sort of felt natural. I post pictures up of peacocks on this monitor, and then I would draw them on the drawing tablet monitor, and same with the scissors and so forth. And you can see how in the 2 bottom panels I've drawn the first background before I put the bird in, and then I just duplicated and stuck it over on the next one. So I'm figuring things out like that, right? And this is why my friends above me are dancing, is because we're so happy. And I put the peacocks in the foreground. So there's a lot of things that I'm figuring out as I'm going along now. So that's why I'm in the process of considering taking the Haunted Cottage book and inking it. Or at least you can see how I put some gray tone on the cottage. I think I may approach utilizing a bunch of these different things. So he's trying to sell NFTs or crypto. I love it. Let me talk to you for a second, fellas. Have you considered about NF cryptos? Have you thought about it? BitTees, Anyways, so I think that it's sort of opened up an opportunity to me to consider about maybe doing some more digital stuff. Now, Jim Luan asked what it would take to get me to do nothing but digital comics for a year. And I think I have an answer for that now, and it would have to be just developing a better grasp of how to go about doing digital pages. And I think that there's just some sort of opening that sort of happened in my head in the last day. So just I'm going to play with this a little bit more. I'm going to finish today's page that I started drawing in pencil. This page that's on the screen right now is only pencils that have been scanned and converted to black line. And then I started doing modulations on it with little surface effects and stuff like that. But at the same time, I've got, let me pull this out. I've started looking at inks and seeing what I can do with some of the inks, and it still doesn't stack up to me like the pencil does. But maybe there's something I can do just to do some enhancements on the pencil rather than going through the whole process of inking the whole darn thing, because I could, not interested in doing that. There is one thing that I figured out with my pen setting though, and that is the background here. I know now how to convert my digital pen, just from a couple of alterations that takes it from what ostensibly would be an ink pen to a pencil effect. And so I think I'm going to figure out a blend between these two approaches, because it's like I've discovered something new. So we'll see how that goes. But I think I may be doing tomorrow's page digitally as well, and I'm not sure which one that'll be. We've got a lot of great suggestions that are coming in. More came in today. Super cool, super fun. And he does have one comic suggestions. Feel free to shoot them at me. But in the interim, I'm really keen to see other people developing their ideas and to see where things are going. Jim Luan did a hey man, how's your movie going last week? And so his next stream, I think, isn't for another week, except for the fact that the guys are on Artcasters tonight. Look up Joshua Kemball's channel if you want to check out what Artcasters is. It starts at midnight, which is a little late for the East Coast here, but it's fun. You can also just tune in and watch it tomorrow too. But it's interesting. Paul Pete's going to talk about working on his third graphic novel, and he's really flying on it. And he's going to be interviewed by Joshua Kemball, who's a graphic novelist as well, and Gary Hodges, who's got 2 books under his belt, and Jim Luan, who just can't stop making movies. It's brilliant animator, Jim. So, but there's a whole bunch. I'm looking forward to what Gary's next update is, because he was feeling good, like he's rounded off the last page of his third book. So there's a lot of interesting and creative things that are happening right now, that I'm looking forward to seeing what people are going to do with those. So it's an exciting time in this sort of social network here. Gary says it's going to be a whole collection of deranged artists. Oh, you bet it is. You bet it is. And you're going to get some awkward questions from the audience too. Which one of you guys would win in a fight? But it's interesting when you start figuring out new tools and you start figuring out new approaches. And a lot of that has to do with, the conversations and the engagements that you have with other creators that are working in their own way. And sometimes it's just something about even overhearing some sort of suggestion in a conversation that makes you go, that works for me. So I'm going to try to do more of this digital jazz. We'll see how it goes. But I think I'm going to do all kinds of bumps and fancy bits to the Village Haunted book and get this finished now, since I've got Volume 1 of Stream and Conceit in this formatted now. And then I'm eventually going to have to start figuring out releasing all these ding-dong things, because this is page 74. The one that I'm drawing today is the 74th one-page comic suggestion since the start of the year. So, well, it's more than that, right? Because some of these pages are multiple pages, but you know what I mean. It's going to be, I got enough stuff to start looking at about maybe putting out in another volume. So, it's going to be an interesting year. This is my produce year, and next year is my, I think I might go to SPX and Mocha in New York, and SPX in Bethesda, Maryland. And maybe some other shows too, but I'm just going to keep plugging away on what I'm doing. Maybe contribute to some anthologies, but whatever it is. Okay, we got an important announcement. Not trying to oversell it, but tonight's Artcasters will be the greatest moment in televised history and all of mankind's existence. You heard it here, folks. Tune in. Yep. So I think that's true. I really believe that in the bottom of my heart. Yeah, I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun on Joshua Campbell's channel at 12 o'clock p.m. and or 12 o'clock a.m. Is that a.m.? Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a good show, and I'm going to ask all kinds of scintillating questions about what do you think hurts more, a pen or a pencil, or did digital pens really stack up in a pencil fight, or if the four of yous were left in a desert, which one you would get out first? With some artwork that you've completed on the journey. Yeah. I got ideas. I got questions. Everybody else, I highly suggest you write down your questions for tonight's Artcaster stream. Yeah, I can show people some how I'm doing these little insert effects here like this. This is some of the brushes and stuff that I have for that. I can show people that tomorrow if they want to see. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Digital. But I think I'm going to sign off for today just because I got a couple of things I got to get done for this afternoon. Such is the way of the house husband. And yeah. Chris made it sound like Naked and Afraid. There you go. Yep. That's what it is. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun today. But in the meantime, I hope everybody keeps on creating. I look forward to see what you're doing. I'll be back tomorrow with a more focused thing than I am clearly today, because today I have been having a pretty much solidly nonstop migraine, despite how euphoric I'm feeling about my productivity. Yep. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Behave yourselves. It's time for you to go see Church Burger videos. Good luck with that. I don't know what that means. All right, everybody. Bye for now. I'll see you when I see you. But in the meantime, yeah, let's see what you're working on. I'd love to see it. Bye for now. Take care.